another ineffable Perry Logan show called Why Aren't You Crazy? Perry's central point is that if you're not struggling with feelings of going crazy, you're not paying attention. And if you're not, Perry doesn't blame you, but the roller coaster of history sends us up and down and into new depths of corruption in government, the Justice Department dispensing injustice constantly, this under a Democrat. Furthermore, the United States is displaying all 10 of Naomi Wolf's 10 signs you're descending into fascism, and we're still doing it under a Democrat. Drives me crazy, and my stomach isn't feeling so good either. This Perry Logan show can be hard on the stomach too. Whoa! 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 This is crazy! This is crazy, right? This is not crazy. This is not crazy. This is not crazy. It just acts crazy. No. Look it. I'm not crazy. So predictable. Just a minute. I'm sorry, sometimes I have to kill my audience, but it's okay because they're imaginary. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, performing to an imaginary audience? What is that if not crazy? Okay, look. I'm talking to you because you're not crazy. And I'm not crazy, okay? The question is, why the hell not? No, really. I am reassured by people who are in touch with reality. I am assured by people who are in touch with this thing called reality that, well, first of all, just about everybody is crazy. Crazy, 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 crazy. Or at least there's a lot of crazy people. On January 31st, 2013, reporting from that date, I'm glad you like that date. How is it that my audience is alive? Bob! Oh, replacement audience. Hello, welcome, replacement audience. I promise not to kill you. Can't imagine why fantasies about gunplay and gunfire are in my mind. With the United States, its collective heart still heavy from the horrible massacre of children at Newtown. It's the Newtown Massacre. It's still a fresh wound in the United States and has, among other things, caused a large percentage of our population to go crazy. Or at least go ballistic. Yeah, you know, what happened, as you almost certainly know, is that a crazy guy got some automatic weapons, which are so easy to get here in the U.S., and it killed a bunch of school children. Yeah. And that's why I say, why aren't you crazy? Why am I not crazy? Yeah. Well,
Perhaps we are crazy with grief, crazy with guilt. You know, I mean, we just sat around letting all these guns accumulate. That's crazy. So why aren't you crazy? Well, you see, the point here is that that massacre led to what I would have to call an inevitable call for more gun control, at least. That's what's going on. A horrible, nightmarish massacre. I'm sorry I even have to mention it, since you and I are both clinging to our sanity by a thread. Well, after that massacre, the people who lost it were the pro-gun people. Yeah. Just wanted to make a weird sociological observation that, you know, why aren't you crazy? The gun guys are. Well, I mean, the gun guys are ballistic. They go ballistic, which I guess is appropriate. Well, nobody throws a tantrum better than a gun guy. And they are really acting crazy now, and they're threatening to, well, they're threatening their fellow Americans is one of the things we love about gun guys. So what happened was a horrible tragedy occurred. And while most of us were grieving, and I think having the natural human reaction, we must do something about these guns. Gun owners were calling for us to do things about guns, you see. But a certain percentage of us, who knows why, but you know, the volatile cadre of Americans known as pro-gunners, gun guys, gun nuts, gun boogie-woogies, gun boogers, gun snot, almost had a Tourettean moment, but I'm feeling better now. Almost had a Tourettean moment, but feeling better now. Hey, the question before the floor is, why aren't you crazy? Likewise, why am I not crazy? Just for the simple fact that we are coming out of a horrible massacre. You know, we have a massacre regularly in the USA. This is a fact of life. If you're living in some wonderful future, it'll sound grotesque. Yeah, and you know, you're saying, were they all crazy? They lived in a world where that can happen. I mean, we live in the U.S. Yeah, well, even the pro-gun people have to admit it happened, right? Well, we're living in a world where that's happening, and we've got to do something. And of course, the pro-gun guys lost their minds. That's what's going on right now. The pro-gun guys are, you know, kind of throwing a little tantrum. They're kind of throwing a little tantrum. And the funny thing is that tantrum was set off, really, by a massacre committed by a gun. But so we're living in a world where we ought to be crazy because it happens, and maybe we are, don't know it. And not only in a world where these terrible things can happen, but where the reaction is inappropriate, or where the reaction is going to be, the reaction should be, get rid of the guns, right? I can't believe you live in a world where the gun guys throw tantrums when everyone has what would have to be called a natural human reaction to tragedy. It drives me crazy. Why are you crazy? Why are you crazy? Why are you not crazy that Obama has pushed U.S. weapons sales on foreign nations? Why are you not crazy that Obama has sabotaged efforts to protect the Earth's climate? It's true. Wherever climate negotiations occur, Obama's people go there and screw it up. You've got to watch Democracy Now! If you don't know this, you must watch Democracy Now! Why are you not crazy that Obama has stolen Social Security and Medicare on the chopping block? Why are you not crazy that the Democrats have extended the worst parts of the Patriot Act, that all the really bad laws are bipartisan?
This is Abe Lincoln, and I know what's going on. You woosy little people on Earth may not know what's going on, but on January 31st, 2013, among other things, the South is getting ready to rise again. That's right, those bloody rebel traitors, a degenerate group of white guys, if I ever saw one, are getting ready to rebel. So get ready. We're gonna have to whoop their asses again. This is Abe Lincoln saying, you know, I am smacking my lips, metaphorically speaking, at the thought of whooping those rebel traitors once again. Woo! This is Abraham Lincoln, star of a major motion picture, saying, if the gun guys really want to take on the army, let's let them do it.
Abraham Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln. Hey, the gun guys want to take on the army. How's that for insane? I don't know if you know, but you know, one of the reasons I keep losing touch with reality is that the gun guys show this apparent desire to take on the U.S. Army. Does that just drive you nuts? No? Perhaps this will drive you nuts. And now... Well, one is tempted to say, you know, if the pro-gun folks, the really strongly pro-gun folks, you know, the ones who make ordinary people say, keep these guys away from guns, please. You know, a pro-gun guy, you know, a really good pro-gun guy, when the first thing you think is, oh my God, we must keep this guy away from sharp knives, much less guns, much less automatics. Weapons, much less the kind of weapons you'd need to defeat the biggest, baddest army ever to scorch the earth. One is tempted, but you know, it's a little bit too modest proposally, isn't it? Let's encourage the gun guys to go up against the army. I'd like to see that. This kind of gives you an idea of what we're dealing with here. And by the way, why aren't you crazy? Text me, will you? Why aren't you crazy? Tweet me. Why aren't you got some ID? Hey, I couldn't help but notice you're not crazy, and I need to see your ID and check your background to find out why not. Hey, brother, hey, sister. It's January 31st, 2013, and I'm here to say it's time to be crazy. You have to be crazy. Don't you realize our government is counting our keystrokes? That's right. You heard me. Our government is counting our keystrokes. Do they do that to drive us crazy or what? If anybody can tell me what the utility is of counting our keystrokes, which apparently, you know, like some little algorithm, some little like gremlin up in cyberspace is counting your keystrokes. And we're getting a lot of data about your keystrokes, baby. There is some very suspicious, one might even say, terroristic qualities about the total number of your keystrokes. Okay, well, you know, it just might be my ignorance talking. But one of the things that would, it seems to me, I'm sorry, did I go, it seems to me? Well, it seems to me It seems to me that if the government really is surveilling you, to the extent that our government apparently is, you know, that's behind this little shtick here is a true story that our government has gone ape, could we say. It really has. Our government has just like gone ape since 9/11, oddly enough. It was like they were trying to fulfill Osama bin Laden's prophecy. He prophesied, the dude prophesied that the U.S. would become, that we would live a choking life with no freedom. Choking life, see? He was saying to himself, you're all going to go crazy. And this is Osama bin Laden currently skewering virgin after virgin up in heaven. Does this not drive you crazy? One moment, please. Come, my sweet. The Paranormal Show has become a very dirty show. I knew when my brave warriors smashed through your defenses and destroyed the Twin Towers in New York City. I, Osama bin Laden, prophesied that you would soon live a choking life. And I was right. Woo! This is Osama bin Laden up in heaven saying, thank you for sending me up to heaven where I am skewering virgin after virgin. One moment, please. Not the real Osama bin Laden, you understand. Some people get confused. I think they're crazy. Well, it's as if we were trying to fulfill the late Osama bin Laden's prophecy that we would live in a choking hell. This is what the guy said, apparently. That we would live in a choking hell. And, okay, well, I don't know if it's extreme. It's certainly creepy, isn't it? Could I just say it's creepy and enough to drive some of us crazy? That they really are watching us? They just, I promise you, this has come out. They didn't or couldn't, they didn't care, or they let it come out, or it has come out. So I think it's okay to tell you, they are watching everything. They passed laws to make it legal. And they're being helped by the big corporations, and it's just like all Alex Jones. Yay! It's gone all Alex Jones. Yeah, that's one of my current themes. And it strikes me that if you really believe, and I guess I really believe, that they're counting our keystrokes. That just seems pretty kind of sort of like, kind of 1984-ish, but also just kind of anal, right? But, okay, I can't get over that, but they're, of course, not just counting our keystrokes, they're looking at every word we write, you know? I'm sure they're working on what we're thinking, as if we weren't enough, like a kind of dystopic science fiction story. All right, so why aren't you crazy? I know I am. My liege, why art thou not crazy, my liege? Why art thou not crazy, my liege? We live in an age of constant surveillance. They say they're counting our keystrokes. I have heard that one, my liege. I think they just made that up to drive us crazy. I think they may want us crazy. Why would they let us have all those guns if not to drive us crazy? My liege. Good point, my liege. And then there are the whistleblowers. The whistleblowers, my liege? Is that a rock group of some kind? Don't be dumb, my liege. the whistleblowers, the very heroes of our time. Aye, my liege, all praise the whistleblowers, the heroes of our time. Yes, well, don't you understand? The President's Justice Department is squishing whistleblowers like bugs. Ew! Squishing whistleblowers like bugs, aye. So have I heard that Obama's Justice Department, the most ironically named Justice Department, is dispensing and dealing out nothing more or less than injustice. Aye! 'Tis the worst sort of injustice, is it not, to attack whistleblowers, the heroes and heroines? Yes. Sending out the clear message, my liege. Not to open your mouth when you see things being done wrong. Thank God for WikiLeaks, my liege. Aye, how can we be sane in a world of WikiLeaks, which you must find out more about, which has revealed the utter and complete Hamlet-like corruption, the something rotten in Denmark corruption of our government.
All hail the corruption of our government!
Nay, my liege!
The point, my liege, is why aren't you crazy? Thank you. Thank you.
Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer to. I am crazy for the love of you. Harry, this is half. My mind is going, Harry. Why aren't you crazy? I know I am.
Perry!
Hal, I thought we shut you down.
Perry, why aren't you crazy? Well, who says I'm not? I'm about to deconstruct a gun guy argument. I haven't heard anyone else do this. Now think about it. Pro-gun people talk about the Second Amendment as if it were a kind of constitutional suicide clause. I'm sorry if I laughed at my own joke, but you know, the belief of the more extreme gun folks is that the Second Amendment was put there specifically so that we could rebel. You know, that's it. We could rebel against a tyrannical government. Yeah. And you, of course, if you're in the U.S., have heard this a zillion times. But it has a big hole in it, and here's what it is. Well, it seems to me that the one time when Americans got their guns and rose up was the Civil War. Don't you suppose? I mean, that was a stark case of people rising up, presumably against a tyrannical government. And don't you see the problem there? Is that it was not a tyrannical government. It was the election of Abraham Lincoln that teed them off. When the dust has settled, the South started shooting because a guy they didn't like won the election. It was Abraham Lincoln. And so that was their cause. That was really when the dust settled, that's what teed them off. So now that was people rising up, but it was not against a tyrannical government. So there you see the problem. Would the pro-gun guys know a tyrannical government if they saw one? Well, maybe they would, but don't you see they also have a little problem with governments that are demonstrably not that tyrannical, but just not to their taste. So you see what they're saying is that We have the right to rebel, but you see, guys, you rebel when it just doesn't please you, and this is very much what's going on January 31st, 23rd, 2013. Well, I'm sorry, it's not my fault. It just drives me crazy. Why aren't you crazy? Why aren't you crazy? Ladies and gentlemen, Perry Logan and the Why Aren't You Crazy band with Why Aren't You Crazy?